Hello, welcome to Mart's Garage. Today I'm going to try and improve the fit of the front back plates on these spindles. These spindles are 32 spindles and these back plates are actually I think 42 to 46, but have been rather brutally modified, not by me. As you offer it up, that diameter is bigger than that diameter. So what they sell is a old-fashioned kit which has a piston ring, and that piston ring is the right diameter to go in there, and that sort of thickness of the ring makes it a fit, sort of. So what you can see there, hopefully if there's enough light, is that the bolt holes are right on the edge and you've got fresh air from the old bolt hole on the outside of it. Well, that's a bit rubbish. The other thing is, these piston rings are a little bit thicker than this plate. So as you're bolting it down, it's not snugging down nicely. So I'm going to think of a better way of doing it, which involves welding and the lathe. Okay, back in a bit. This is the chuck off my lathe, the 4-jaw. Now it's quite a big chuck, this is, by home standards, but it's actually not quite big enough. Okay. The jaws are almost off the end of the chuck, so you can't generate any real clamping pressure. But I'm using it more of a welding fixture than anything else. My idea is that I'll put the chuck on the lathe, put the back plate in it, true it so that this diameter clocks true. What I think I'm going to do is, imagine that we're working on this hole here. I'm going to put that like that, fill this with weld here, and then put some weld from like on here along there and along there, so that there's an area of weld in this area here. Then I'll do it on there, fill that, put some weld there, fill that, put some weld there, so on, fill that, put some weld there, and then I'll put it back in the lathe and skim these 4 outcrops of weld until they come to the same diameter as that, you know, the register. I think 4 registers like that will be plenty to locate. There's no load like this. The load is rotational. You know, the load is with the direction of the brakes. And then I'll just skim it flat, either skim it in the lathe or just do it with the grinder. And I'll drill the holes and it should just bolt on. I don't think it's necessary to put the weld in between. Maybe I might actually. I might, yeah. If doing it here is easy enough, I might try and fill the gap in between as well. A couple of beads like that. Why not? I've set it up with a DTI. I'm not going to show you because it's hard to get it to within a few thou when it's sheet metal like that. But I'm just rotating it. You can see that circle is running pretty true. I'm going to take the chuck off now and do the welding with it down horizontal. This is just copper pipe, plumbing pipe. 22mm this is. That looks like it's welded into the copper, but it shouldn't be. Okay, well that's a massive fail then, isn't it? How am I going to sort that out? That's welded to the copper. That welding up of that hole looks alright. Back to the drawing board on that one then. The idea's there. Not the neat, simple job I was thinking then. Well, at least I got some metal there that I can skim down. I wonder why it didn't work. Let's try a piece of aluminium. Try and optimise my angles. Okay, not pretty. How many times do I say that when I do a job? Right, let's see if that comes off. Okay. Well, that's kind of got a few bits stuck to it, but it appears to have worked to a certain extent. Okay, let's give this another go then. I think that'll do. Like I say, like I always say, not pretty, but let's see what we can make of it. And I've got that copper on the back of this one to get rid of. I'll have to do that after I've took it out of the chuck. Okay, I'll see if I can put it back on the lathe. It's quite heavy. I'll put it in the lathe cam. It's not bad, is it? good actually. Just touching there, look. Okay. I can't find my boring tool. It's here somewhere. But I've got this some sort of a cutter here that I can try and use. Five thou. That's 5 thou under, so that won't go on. Twelve thou over. 17th thou over. Oh, I don't believe it. You know, it's always the same, innit? You do your best and you do it all to the numbers and it bloody goes over. Oh well. Still, let's just, I'll tell you what I can do. Move you back. I have got another spindle somewhere. This is actually a right hand drive 32 spindle. Okay, yeah, it goes in. It doesn't feel too sloppy, to be honest. Yeah, I think I might trim it up by hand. I've got to do the drilling as well, haven't I? I think that's not too bad. Got 4 pads there to locate it. Yeah, okay, I think I'm done in the lathe now. Not lovely looking on the back, but it's just a location, isn't it? And a resistance to turning like that. Got my earplugs in. Black & Decker. Okay. I've just seen something that I didn't really expect, and that is that you can see daylight through that gap there, and you can see daylight through there. Now, I was thinking to myself, oh, I'll just set it up and weld it again, but I don't really want to have to set it all up on the lathe again, so yeah, I'll lay a bit more weld in there, but without worrying about the inner diameter. It can have a clearance on the inner diameter yet still fill in that gap, so I'll just do that. I think I might have not started the camera then, but what I did, I just put the aluminium behind it and welded there and there. I've got much too much on there. That one's not too bad. I think I'm going to hand file these. I'll bring it back when I've finished. Filed it by hand, didn't take very long at all. And so here's a spindle. Here's a spindle. That fits alright now. And you haven't got that fresh air showing through there. Well, you haven't got the fresh air showing through on any of the holes now. So I think that's quite a neat solution. So what I'll do now, I'll square this spindle up with the cylinder like that, with the, you know, where the cylinder goes there, and I'll drill 4 holes. I've just used a hub to sandwich the back plate down to the spindle. Just put a plate across the end and a nut. So now I can eyeball that kingpin in that hole there and centralise it up with that cylinder hole there, because I can turn this till it's just how I want it. I think that's about right. And now, now I'll probably try and set it up in the drilling machine and drill through there. I'll drill one through and drop a bolt in the hole and then drill the others using the spindle as a guide. I thought it'd be better to set it up on the milling machine. And I've just put it in the vise. I can only do the 2 holes on that side. Just drilled that one there like that. So put that bolt in there to act as a dowel, and I'll centre up on that other one there. Nothing fancy, just line it up. That was easy, wasn't it? Ace. That's good, isn't it? Looks a lot better than it would have done. Okay, nice one. So there we are, I've got 3 out of the 4 bolts fitted there, look, and an odd one here. These bolts are nice bolts, but they're just a little bit too long. There's just a bit of plain thread sticking through there. Oh, my battery's going, okay. I think you have to trim the top of this off to suit the spring on these brakes. So the top here. Okay, I'm going to call it good at that then. Thanks for joining me in the garage then. Another little job done. I've just got to do the other side now. It's always the same, innit? At least I know how to do it. Okay, cheers then. Bye. Okay, I've got a major disaster to report. Look, my oil can's leaking. must need soldering or something. So that's another job to have a look at. But the other thing that was a major disaster from a long time ago, I did that absolute classic. I was cutting something down, I can't remember what it was now, but it needed cutting at the end and in the middle. So I cut the ends, then I cut the middle, and I cut straight through my work, mate. Can you believe it? I actually did that. So it's got 2 bits of wood screwed underneath now. What an idiot. I was really annoyed because I bought this workmate from a car boot sale. You know, I can't remember how much I paid for it, but I like the workmates, they're really good. And it wasn't bad condition, it's a little bit bent there. But it was a good original one. And I sawed straight through the top. Oh well. What an idiot. Okay, that's enough for me then. My little tale of woe. Okay, cheers then. Bye. This is next on the list. This is where it's all been modified around the middle there to bolt up to these spindles better. That job came out quite well, I think. It's just MIG weld, a bit of lathe work and grinder. Ended up a bit shiny in the middle there, which don't quite fit. I'll get rid of this loose rust. Let's see how it looks. Then that can be assembled on. I've got some nuts and bolts, all modified up, already made them. Okay, like I said. Thanks a lot then. Cheers. Hello. I've just done a bit of a rudimentary clean up. This is the before and this is the after, as if you couldn't tell. I just gave it a little bit of a wire brush around the worst bit and a wipe over with ATF acetone. So I think somebody must have had these plated in the past, not chrome plated, but like, you know, they must have worked somewhere where they were able to do plating or something and just banged them in and got them flashed over with zinc or something. So I think that looks okay. I'm sorry for people that like the fully restored look, but I'm just going with patinated, not faux patina, just, you know, the proper, it is what it is, because you can only do it the one way, can't you? You can go from this look to fully restored. I mean, it's a hot rod anyway, you know, you can't restore it, but you can restore it as a hot rod. But you can't do it the other way around. You can't have a fully restored car and then make it look like this. Somewhere down the line, you know, it might get kind of revamped. But I think that looks okay. I just noticed on this one, don't know if you'll be able to see it, on that side there it says KRF. So I'm just going to take a punt that says, that means right front. There, so that'll go there. So I'll clean the other one up as well, and I'm just going to have to go and do something, so I'll come out later. But you can see it does look a lot better. Anyway, okay, back in a bit. Hello. I don't know if I'm doing something wrong, but I'm having a hell of a job trying to get this spring into place. These springs are new, repro springs. I haven't got an original spring. Now, I don't normally deal with these later early Ford brakes, and they're a little bit different than what I'm used to, but I've been struggling a bit. But I've just come up with a method to get the spring in place, so I thought I'd show it, because it did work quite well. Here's my trusty El Cheapos. and I'm putting them on there quite tight. If you try and pull this like this, trying to pull it, you just can't pull it, and if it comes off, you'd kill yourself. So I'll show you what I just did. Can you see? It's not pulling it directly at the right angle, but it's pulling it enough so I can then pull it down. And get it in like that. But, and this is what annoys me, you can see I bent the spring doing that. I think these springs are crap. It's not good, is it, really? I'm pretty sure the material on the genuine ones would be better than that. But I don't have any original ones. If I had an original one, I'd use the original one. So that's the method I've just used for getting that spring in place. The reason I wanted that in place is because I've modified this backing plate to fit on this 32 spindle, and I want to use this, but it won't go on. The spring's in the way. So I've got to, what I'm thinking of doing is kind of denting this down. What I think I might do is set it up using the other back plate to save taking the spring on and off so many times. That one came out slightly better, it's 360 degrees. I think it might be worth just warming it up a little bit and just giving it a bit of a tap with a hammer. Burning off the old oil and paint. It gets red up quite quick, doesn't it? Wonder if that's enough. Okay. I'll take it off and offer it up. That was a little bit warm, it wasn't hot. It was a little bit warm. So let's... Oh, brilliant. No, that's good. That's really good. Oh, tons of room. Okay, good. That's a job well done, I think. Okay, there we go, look, plenty of room. Plenty of room, look, plenty of clearance. Nice job. And I'm assuming, well, I don't know, I'm assuming that this, the fact that this here gives that much clearance, that is enough clearance for this to be clear on this side. So there we go, a nice tidy little job. And it's still predominantly round, isn't it, the thing? Smash in. Okay. Right, you don't need to see me do the other one, so I'm going to call that good. Nice conversion of the hydraulic brakes onto the early spindles. And I modified the backplates rather than using them piston rings because I don't like that job. Okay. Cheers then. Hello, this is a follow-up to a little thing I did on the brake springs and struggling to fit the brake springs. Now I've been told that the repro brake springs are stronger than they should be, so no wonder I was having a problem. But I've just made something that worked pretty well and I thought I'd just share it because I was pleased with it. It took me all of 10 minutes to make it. Okay, I'll show you. It's a homemade brake spring plier made from a discarded pair of loppers, so I'll show you. There's the spring in place, and here are the loppers. The anvil piece that was on there was missing and the wooden handles had been cut off. But what I did, I heated up this blade, bent it and put a little notch there, so now I can come into there like that and grab hold of the spring and pull it out with that notch. But what I've also done is made a little thing that slips on there, comes up there like that and just hooks on there. So now I can come in like this, hook that in there, get that in there, just squeeze and out she pops like that. You've got no chance of pulling that spring with a pair of grips. There you go. Funny action on these, look. But it works and it cost me nothing. I think I bought a bucket of tools for next to nothing, and these were in the bucket. And to be honest, because of the lockdown, the scrap metal places haven't been open, so people haven't been collecting scrap metal. It's been in the scrap metal, you know, to be thrown away pile, but it was still here. So there you go. Let's try it again. That works amazingly well, doesn't it? I imagine it works just as well as a proper pair of brake spring pliers, except I've never had or even seen or laid my hands on a pair of brake spring pliers. I didn't actually know they existed till somebody mentioned them. Never had them. I don't think they're that common here in the UK. But anyway, that's my little story of El Cheapo success. Okay, there you go. Quick little technical short from me. Okay, thanks a lot then. Bye. Oh, let's try it again. I think if you stretch the spring a little bit like that, it'll work better. There we go. Lovely, job done. Put these away now. I actually woke up this morning thinking about those loppers, and I've been busy today, but I just suddenly remembered it and I came out, and like I said, it took me about 10 minutes. Okay, cheers then, bye.